If you're looking for a way to create simple designs quickly, in today's video, I'm going to show you how I create designs for my business in under 10 minutes. What's up, guys? My name is Nate Hibbert, and this is Wingman University, where I teach you how to create designs quickly and efficiently for your print-on-demand business. I release videos like this weekly, so hit that subscribe button to get notified when new episodes are dropped. So in the last two episodes, we covered Easter, and those designs are probably only going to sell once a year, seeing as that's a holiday. So in an effort today to get some more sales, I'm going to take the theme of rabbit from Easter and create more evergreen designs. And we're going to start that process on Pinterest by looking for some inspiration. So here we are inside of Pinterest. I know we haven't showed this tool a lot, but I really do like Pinterest because there's just a lot of inspiration that you can get from something like this. So I went ahead and typed in rabbit t-shirt, and usually my workflow for Pinterest is to pick whatever jumps out at me first and then take inspiration from the other designs that I'm seeing. The ones that jump out to me the first, there's actually two of them that I'm going to do today. So we'll try to speed this up and make two designs in this one video. But I just love my bunny. I really like this idea, this design. I could see people emotionally connecting with this shirt, and happiness is bunnies. I think this is a very simple design as it's just text, but it has a good saying, and again, something that I could see people enjoying and wearing around. So those are the two designs I'm going to make, but I'm going to try and take inspiration from some other things around on this page. So like this color theme on this shirt, the fact that this is here shows that maybe they like a little bit more color than just these all white designs or all black designs on a white shirt. So I'm going to try and spice it up with a little bit of color. And then this one that has like lines and stripes and things, I'm going to try and work that into the happiness is bunnies, very simply on Spark, but just to add a little bit more life to the design so it's not just text on a shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and open up both of these in separate windows, and then I'm going to pull out Spark and actually split screen these windows so that we have everything where we need it and we can go back and forth as much as we need, but remembering what we're designing over here and having the space to design it over here on the right hand side, which is Adobe Spark. So I went ahead and opened up Spark and actually changed my background to black. And that's something I want to get better at, is remembering to always design on a black background, as that's what our most popular shirt color is. So if I can make my designs look good on black, then they'll probably look good on the rest of the colors, but also this is what customers are mostly buying on it. So I get a better idea of how the design is going to look. Since this shirt is basically only text, that's what we're going to start with. We're going to start with text. So we're going to go to add our text, and type in happiness is bunnies, and this is the part of the show where I remind you guys to do your trademark searches. If I was going to sell this, and if I am happy with this design that we make, I'm going to sell this, so I'll do my trademark research afterwards, which is a little out of order, but for the simpleness of this video, we're going to do it that way. If you do want help with trademark, you can check the description, as we'll always have some help for you guys down there for loads of things. So happiness is bunnies, that's the text that we want to use, but I do want to remove the shape that they add automatically to just have our text here. And I'm going to just try to make this text a little bit more interesting, but I'm not going to try to overcomplicate things. So I want to move this in a position that I want it, and I'm going to go to our type tab and select a font that I like. I'm going to probably use BN regular for most of the designs that I do here, just because I love this font so much. And so once we have that selected, I'm going to make the line spacing a little bit smaller, and then I'm going to use the shapes tool to add a little bit of a background to this. This is not something I normally do, but again, we remembered that on this Pinterest page, we had some designs that had like lines and stars, and that's what I want to pull inspiration from and see if I can't do that quickly. So instead of going to icon and pulling out stripes and stars, I'm going to just use this shape tool, because I know down here at the bottom there are things like lines that we can just throw in there. Again, not trying to overly design this, but add something to a little bit of spice. So I can't see that because it's making it black. So we're going to go here, change this color to white, just so we can see what it looks like. And that's a little bit too straightforward. I like the funness of this, so maybe I will change the font, but let's keep working with some of the shapes here and see if we can't find something that is a little bit better. I really like these ones, but they are always so big on the shirt, which would mean you have to make the text really small, so I very rarely use these. The one that I actually have had success with, and I'll probably use here because this seems like it fits, are these little lines. I guess they're like arrows. I'm not quite sure what to describe these as. But I really like these. I just hate them with this font. So I will go back to the font and change this to something maybe a little bit more fun, like this one. It actually worked out perfectly. So it's not quite as bold, clean, and simple as I was normally like my designs, but I'm trying to make this a little bit more fun of a design to see if this niche would react to it. We know that they'll like just regular text on a shirt, so let's try and use the same saying, but change up the style a little bit to see what reaction we get from these customers. If it doesn't sell, then we learned our lesson, go back to just keeping things super bold, clean, and simple, but it's always good to test new things. So I'm going to call that good. I'm going to go ahead and download that as a PNG and make sure that the background is transparent, because now that it has a black background, it will just be a black box behind it, which is definitely not what we want. But you guys can see that on black, this looks fairly good. And we could change the colors, but I'm actually happy with this little yellow font and the white lines, but we definitely could change up the font or the color as much as we want with the color palettes built right in. So if we wanted to shuffle this around, and then we could just click on the background, change this back to black, and then there we go. That's basically an all white design. So not the craziest thing, but we added some color, which is what I wanted to do with that yellow text. So I'm not timing myself, but that was fairly quick, right? Like we're just taking text and adding a shape behind it. So let's go ahead and move on to the next design. And I'm actually just going to delete this out instead of making a whole new document just for speed. But this is the next one that we're going to be working on. I just love my bunny, and we want some type of bunny rabbit icon in there as well. I'm going to stop there before we do the next design and actually talk about text-only designs, as those do work on Amazon and other print-on-demand platforms. And as a way to help you guys, I created a course around that. So if you want to check the link down below, there will be a course that will walk you step by step from just creating your Spark account all the way through to actually downloading a text-based design and how to use that on whatever platform you want. So if you guys could check that out, that would be awesome. But let's get back into creating something that's a little bit more spicy with an icon and actual graphic in there as well. So just like normal, I'm going to start with the text. So I'm going to go ahead and add some text to this page, still designing on a black background. And this one says, I just love my bunnies. Again, please do your trademark research. So we have that text in here. I'm going to go remove the shape on the background. So I just have my text here. And we got to think about the layout of this one a little bit more. I don't mind this rabbit being on top of the text, but I don't want to copy this exactly. So what I'm going to do is actually split the shirt in half. So I'm going to make the text a little bit more vertical and see if I can't find a bunny that will fit here, and just find a way to still keep things balanced, but changing up the layout just a little bit. So I'm going to go into my icons and I'm going to type in bunny. It's already there. Like I said, I've been working on these Easter shirts, and we're going to find one that is pretty vertical while still keeping it bold, clean, and simple. So I think this one will work. We'll go ahead and click on this. I like the simplicity of this design, so that's good. And it actually fits perfectly with the way that I've dragged out these words. But it doesn't quite feel exactly as balanced as I would like. So I think changing the font here, trying the BN regular again, as that's just my go-to font that I really love. I think that fits a little bit better. And changing maybe the line spacing a little bit just to fit in here, making this bit bigger. And I think that's good, but it just feels like these two things are kind of floating on their own. And this new thing that I've been finding with the Easter designs that I like and the customers like is adding like that grass pattern on there. So I wonder if I could cover up the word bunny a little bit, cover up the bunny's feet, and just tie these things together. So I'm going to go into icons. I'm going to type in grass. I'm going to use that same grass that I've been using on a lot of my designs lately, this one. And I just want to make sure the sizing of the grass makes sense with the bunny here, since we're actually putting it over the bunny. If I were to just use one patch of grass, I guess that grass could be really tall, but it just looks like things are kind of out of place. And again, balance is what we're going for. So I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. I'll change the color of it so we can actually see what we're doing here. Maybe even a little bit smaller, and then duplicate this out and drag it along the bottom so that we're covering up both the bunny's feet and just the tiny bit of the word bunny. And what this is doing is just really tying this whole design together. We could even make the text and the bunny overlap. So sorry about that. My internet actually dropped out and we lost a few steps. So let me go back and add the grass in here that we were using. So grass. I know it's this first one on the top left corner, which is very convenient. And I'm going to size this again, just remembering that we want to make the bunny look realistic with this grass sizing. So we're going to do that. And what I was doing actually, well, let me change the color of this grass. What I was doing was trying to make the text and the bunny interact a little bit more. So I think actually dragging the bunny and covering part of the eye is funny, or we could even move the order of this and move this in front. So it looks like he's touching the eye, but it's a little behind. I think I actually like the hand over the text. So there's a little, just a trick that you can do is moving these layers over each other or not, depending on how you want this design to interact. So we're going to move this grass now. Just duplicate out one more, but we don't want to cover up Bunny maybe that much. So I will move this line spacing back just a little bit. I think that is good. So there we go. Now we have a design that's a little bit more balanced and together. So it's the same idea, but we've just kind of gone vertical with it. So another trick that you can do is if you click on something and hold shift, since this whole design is a little bit too far off to the left-hand side, I'm just going to move it back towards the center and still keeping it up towards the top. So when it's printed, it looks good on a shirt. But I'm going to call that good. So we made 2 designs fairly quickly. I'm going to download this one as well so I don't lose it. So there you have it. There's 2 designs that we found inspiration from in Pinterest and created them both inside of Adobe Spark. If you'd like to see me do that more or check out more episodes, you can click the video here. But if you want to suggest what I could possibly do in future, you could comment down below. But until the next video, I'll see you guys around.